Guys, I have a confession. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I've grown up with it, and it's pretty safe to say that it's my favourite game franchise. So that's why I'm going to tell you about all the characters that I hate. I will say beforehand that I'm not a competitive player. Casual, if you will. I don't care about stats or tiers and stuff like that. I literally just use Pokemon that I like the look of, and I actually enjoy using some of the weaker ones. So this list of my least favourites is pretty much entirely based on just design. Ooh. Wow, even though I'm a Pokemon now, I look almost exactly the same. Haha, what a coincidence. So my first entry on the list is Mudbray from Sun and Moon.
Excuse me? Did you just imply that you dislike Mudbray?
Who are you? How did you even get in here? I thought I locked the-
You must be joking. You think you can just sit there and diss Mudbray? You think you can just sit there and literally attack cute innocent creatures for your enjoyment? That's so not even close to acceptable.
No, seriously, who are you? I don't-
My name is Conco, and I'm here to tell you all the reasons you're wrong, as I always do, so feel free to make your little point so I can knock them all back at you, you mother heckin' troglodyte.
Wow, okay, fine. You come onto my channel and be rude to me, well you're asking for it, buddo. Mudbray is a boring Pokemon. Honestly, I didn't mind this Pokemon until it started popping up a lot in certain parts of Sun and Moon. Until then, I just brushed it off as one of those that I wasn't really interested in using. But when I started seeing it all the time, it kind of made me notice how boring it is. Like, the Pokemon even looks like it's bored of its own existence. And I'm sure there's some deep and interesting reason for its design, but from my research into it, all I could find is that it's just based on donkeys. Which, it's fine for a Pokemon to be based on just a normal animal, but Mudbray doesn't look cute or funny or unusual at all.
Anyway, to me, Mudbray is cute as heck. I mean, like, what? Where is your taste? Look at his little face and small hooves. I'm genuinely surprised at the fact you dislike this one. I can't even muster a comprehensible defense because I just think my point is so obvious. That sounds super pretentious, but its face and hooves and a little mouth, I kinda wanna feed it right off my hand. No, give me a Mudbray now, IRL.
Wow, okay. Well, since you have such good taste, what's a Pokemon that's worse than Mudbray?
My first pick is the Pokemon Seaking from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. In all honesty, this is a Pokemon that I hate a little bit more than I probably should, but it just gives me a lot of negative emotions whenever I think about it. It's very underwhelming, is the first thing. It's not a good thing in-game, and its design is the main issue with that. Its design is much less original than they could have gone with. It's not that much of an issue, but while also being met in gameplay, having anything less than a striking design is annoying because there's kind of no redeeming qualities. Also, Misty's Goldeen from the anime, which eventually will turn into a Seaking, ruined it for me forever with how useless it was. Can we discuss this all the time, be sent out, flopping in the ground because you know a fish can't fight outside of water, and yet you kept taking it with her anyway. It's just, I can't deal with it. Genuinely can't deal with it. Aside from that, it's eyes creep me out. Can we imagine this thing being right up in your face? Can you imagine having a Seaking in the bed with you? No. And you're thinking, cause that's a fish. However, a Pokemon that isn't cuddly? What's the point?
Excuse me? So, Mudbray is not unoriginal, but Seaking, a majestic unicorn goldfish, is? Goldeen, yeah, pretty underwhelming, but why does that affect your opinion on Seaking? That's kinda like saying Gyarados sucks because its pre-evolution Magikarp is useless.
Okay, I'll acknowledge it as a standalone thing, it won't be as bad, but Seaking isn't standalone. Like it or not, it's connected to Goldeen, and if you want to say the ones that I hate are better because of their evolutionary family, that's perfectly fine. I just think it's a bit meh. Goldeen, I will acknowledge is cute though. I'd probably hug one if it was friendly.
Well fine, you can have your stupid Goldeen, but leave my fabulous tiger unicorn fish alone.
If you insist.
My second least favourite is Binacle from X and Y, and also kind of its evolution Binacle, but mostly Binacle. Honestly, I just don't understand this Pokemon. It looks so weird and kind of disturbing. The way its faces are smushed like that. I don't know, like, Binacle is not as bad because it's like this big creature, I guess. It looks kinda cool, but Binacle is just too weird for me. Sorry, Binacle fans. All three of you.
So, like, I had to research to find a defense for Binacle. I really found its design kind of bland and forgettable. Not that I hated it, I just felt a strong nothing towards it. However, its Omega Ruby Pokedex entry is too cute not to love, TBH. The imagery it evokes is just adorable. According to the Pokedex, two Binacle live together on one rock. When they fight, one of them will move to a different rock. Now, that might not seem like anything to you, but to me, this is hilariously cute. Like when your cats fight and have a feud but still groom each other a few hours later in a very intrusive manner because cat socialization just isn't quite right by human standards. Yeah, good times. Anyway, I just found the image of two Binacle heads, or rather two half Binacle heads, I guess, sulking before making up with each other. Really cute, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah. Lil Rock Marry couple? That's pretty cute. But I'll probably still never use it.
That's good enough for me. The next entry on my list are the Elemental Monkeys from Pokemon Black and White and Pokemon Black and White 2. Now these guys a lot of people like, but I dislike for some of the same reasons that they like them. In the games, they are given to you as a free gift Pokemon, and they're basically meant to be given to you in whatever form you need them in. They're just kind of underwhelming, and beyond that, two of them stole my hairstyle, which I don't appreciate. Both the Pansage and the Pantier line look at me when I'm either styled or unstyled, but let's face it, they both look terrible, and I don't appreciate that, monkeys. Get out of here with your stupid design theft.
Okay, no. You've offended me, and we are no longer friends. I, for one, love these little guys. They're adorable, and they have great designs. Their evolutions even more so. I get the repetitivity complaint, but couldn't you also say that the evolutions are just shells redesigned to fit whatever type you need? The nerve of you, hating Pokemon because their hair looks like yours. Hello? They can't exactly change it. Quit projecting your insecurities onto the weak and helpless Pokemon.
Okay, Saz. I was just being ironic. I just think they're kind of boring because they're not quite as cool, I guess, as the evolutions. I know it's a crappy defense, but the evolutions just have some cute sticking powers that the monkey families don't, in my opinion. It's fair enough if you like them, but Simicy in particular makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why, I don't really care why, it just does. I think it's a combination of its hair and face. Also, don't talk to me about not changing hair. Have you even seen me, mate? I'm stuck with an afro forever. If I cut it, it reappears in a month, and if I let it grow, it just gets bigger and bigger. Triggered. My insecurities are acceptable, and I am valid for having them.
So just to prove I'm not hating on the newer generations, next is Mr. Mime from Red and Blue. Now, I will admit that I do have nostalgic biases for the first generation of Pokemon. Red, Blue and Yellow were the first games I ever played, so that's part of the reason why Pokemon like Magneton and Voltorb get a pass over Binacle, for example. However, Mr. Mime is just one of those Pokemon that creep me out immensely. I think it's the way that it kinda looks like a human, but also not. How can this cute little cupcake evolve into this creepy McGrabby hands?
Okay, well triggered, not gonna lie. You've awoken a beast, you Sneezeflake, you. Got him. I don't appreciate this constant cultural pedo-washing of Mr. Mime, a Pokemon who is only shown to be nothing but innocent and cute and caring for its owners. Like, who doesn't want constant mime entertainment that doubles as home security? Hello? Do you guys not have a vested interest in the dying art of miming? Is that really just me? No, but genuinely, I do see where you're coming from. I just disagree. It's all in the eye of the beholder whether a Pokemon is creepy or not for all, but even though we view it differently, we're both right. I just like its design. I think I would 100% give it a hug, although it looks kinda creepy, it's fine, I can get on board with it. Like, it's okay to look creepy, because it doesn't act creepy, we've gotta trust what's inside.
I didn't accuse Mr. Mime of anything. I'm sure its criminal record is perfectly clean. But yeah, its design being creepy or not is completely subjective. Well, next!
And my final entry is Hypno from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. This Pokemon is built up to be creepy, and it is because, unlike Mr. Mime, it is canonically a terrible, terrible creature who does bad things. It's basically a child kidnapper. I also had a weird dream as a child that I'm not going to talk about, but this does feed into my irrational hatred for it. Its design is terrible. It just looks like a weird human-elephant hybrid, sort of. Like, it's like starting to turn into an elephant, but not really. What is that nose? Basically, is what I'm asking here.
Okay, Mr. Mime is innocent and pure, but Hypno isn't? But yeah, I'm not really much of a fan of its design either. But it isn't that bad. A lot of Pokemon are designed to be creepy. Frostlass, Cofagrigus, Bayonet, Darkrai, etc. I don't know, man, but I guess I can't really argue with your personal experiences.
I mean, okay, I see what you're saying in terms of design, but Mr. Mime never outright does anything wrong though, at least not in the way that's specifically mentioned. It's a trickster at worst, whereas Hypno canonically kidnaps kids and leads them astray. That's a little bit worse, mate, but again, it's all subjective. I just think it's creepy taking a step too far when compared to other spoopy Pokemon like Binacle.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's kind of a cool appeal about using a possessed puppet to battle with that using a child kidnapper doesn't have. Well, that's pretty much all of the Pokemon I dislike. There are more that I'm not really that into, but they're kinda just because I find them boring. They're not really worth making a video on. So Conco, did you change your mind on any of your picks?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither.
But even though I didn't look like change my mind, I do feel slightly guiltier for feeling the way I do.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the things I said about Binacle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess that's what we get for trying to argue through the wonderful medium of subjectivity.
Got to know this experience was ultimately completely pointless.
Nah, not really though. The discussion being pointless doesn't distract from the fact that it was interesting, which is a point in itself. How's that for a paradox?
But I still feel like we didn't get anywhere. We both still have almost the exact same opinions as we did before we started. What's the point of having a debate when you don't change the other person's stance?
Well, it depends how you look at it. Sometimes a debate can just serve to help broaden the other person's perspective. It doesn't have to be about winning or losing. That usually only serves to distance us from each other and prevent meaningful discussions from being had.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Sometimes you can't change a person's opinion, but that's okay, and you can still be friends with them.
Oh really? You agree?
Heck no, I don't speak to people who have a different opinion than me. You've just been blocked, hater. Hello, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, I've done a second collab with Conco on his channel. If you found this video a bit loud and annoying, I think you'll enjoy that one a lot more because it's super chill. It's a drawing video and I think it's a lot easier to understand for people who aren't really familiar with Pokemon. And while you're there, you should check out Conco's channel. He regularly uploads lots of really high quality Let's Plays. Highly recommend his Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges. But if you're looking for something a bit more similar to my channel, he also has a series called TMI where he speaks about like his thoughts and life and stuff. It's very interesting. Highly recommend. Before I go, there's one more person I need to talk about, and that's a channel called SeetherCord. This guy recently gave me 3 different shoutouts, and he's the reason why I think like 100 of you are here right now, which is crazy. So if you don't know who he is, he's basically a commentary channel where he shares his experiences and opinions on different subjects, as well as doing reviews and responses. He does talk mostly about the furry fandom, which I'm not sure how many of you are really interested in that, but if it does sound interesting to you, definitely go check out his channel. Cool guy, super chill videos. Also check out my COLLAB on Conco's channel. Okay, I'm done now, bye.